to my mic, and that's why things have been sounding weird. Wow. What a fail. Okay, I'm gonna go back and restart this. Fucking hell. Fuck you, Dad. It's not open, okay? I closed it, for fuck's sake. Why does it always do this? I close it off and then it forgets that I've closed it. Wow. Thanks, Dad. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trish here, and welcome to a Kane's Wrath VOD, where I take a replay of the game Kane's Wrath, and I record myself commenting over what happens in the video. Now, I will be doing a lot of these in the future, simply because I love the game Kane's Wrath, and I really want you guys to play it. I love it just as much, if not more, than Minecraft, and I've been playing it a lot lately. And in case you didn't know, my nose is feeling kind of weird, so that would explain my voice in this video. And so let's actually get started. Sorry about that. So we have Hydraulick playing as Kane against Death Sentence as the random faction. So go over Death Sentence first. Oh, what is with my mouth? Ugh, feels weird. Anyway, so we have Death Sentence, who has drawn a Nod faction. We'll see as soon as he drops his barracks. Vanilla Nod, okay? And he's up against Hydraulick, which is playing as Kane. Let's lower the volume down a bit. Here we go, and obviously both players are going to be going for their engineers. Okay, so he's gone for one engineer. Kane player has gone for one engineer for that spike down there. Now, obviously, as Kane, drafting from a tower or a building only gives you one mock squad, one awakened squad, so you really need to train your own to get the full squad, but they're overall actually quite slow. I think they're actually slightly faster than the militia squad, so he's going to take these garrisons quite easy. Actually, the mock squad might get that next garrison, but there you go. Ooh, that's dangerous. With this garrison here, that engineer might not be able to get that spike. But the rest of these squads are going to be fine. That mock squad's obviously going to clean up that rifleman squad, and that engineer is going to capture that spike easily. So Hydraulic will have a spike advantage. Actually, nope. Both players have... Well, both players will have two spikes in just a second. So, sorry if I'm a little off today. Things have been weird happening, as you guys might have guessed already. But anyway, so we have No, this is Death Sentence. Fail again. I am really bad at this. I will get you better with time for this stuff. So they're just going to basically shoot up that garrison structure, but they're picking their mock squads. There's two of them as well. They're a lot more powerful, and there's a rifleman in there. Buggy coming out to scout. It's obviously very important to scout your enemy, especially in the early game where you don't know if a rush is going to come, and the early game is obviously where a rush could mean, well, losing the game very easily. A rush is very dangerous early game. So I'm surprised. Hydraulic doesn't seem to have dropped his next ref down, and he doesn't seem to be trying to train his next harvester, which means he's probably out of cash. So obviously that means Death Sentence is one harvester ahead. Yep, he's one harvester ahead, and he will be for a while because Hydraulic's not even training a harvester. What is he doing? What is Hydraulic up to? Both players have two spikes each. So out of the four on this map, two spike advantage, two spikes in addition to your ordinary eco is quite a lot, and it looks like he's going to try and get rid of that buggy by dropping a treasure turret, but that's kind of pointless, kind of a waste of stopping the MCV. They're better off trying to get through, but that buggy is just going to try and be a pain to that MCV and actually damage it a bit. So there's four harvesters now out for Hydraulic, and five out for Death Sentence, and Death Sentence is building a bike. I'm guessing probably to get rid of that buggy. So Death Sentence is ahead. What's Hydraulic gonna do to try and counter that? I do not know. Hydraulic could be actually in danger here because there's two bikes and he's behind. But okay, he's starting to build bikes of his own. So we're gonna have a massive bike war in Nod mirrors or Nod sub-faction mirrors. Bike wars can get very, very messy very quickly, and so yeah, I'm curious as to see how this is gonna end up. But with one faction being mock, Hydraulic can quite easily draw some mock squads, some awakened squads, and EMP the bikes, rendering them useless and giving Hydraulic a massive advantage in a bike war, which is why you really need buggies. Ooh, that hit kind of failed, it only hit one bike, but there's treasure turrets being dropped, and yep. So Death Sentence's bikes are completely annihilated there. There's only two left. He actually gets another kill, so it looks like pretty even trading there. That garrison was finally destroyed. And double wall factory up by Hydraulick. Interesting. Whereas Death Sentence is content with just single war factory, and he's got a barracks out for some rocket squads, I'm guessing. Yep, there we go. The rest of the bike's cleaned up. Death Sentence's bike's still out and about, but obviously they're going to be dropped quite soon, and he gets another bike kill because the bike obviously struggles to hit. Now he needs to retreat, and these bikes are going to chase them down and cut them to pieces. More bikes out for Death Sentence. Hydraulick is building more bikes as well. Both players content with bikes. Obviously the first person to decide to switch the transition into Scorp tanks will most likely have enough Scorp tanks to win, and it looks like Hydraulick is starting Scorp tank production by the looks of things. Yep, Scorp tanks out for Hydraulick, whereas Death Sentence is still going with bikes and infantry, which are getting completely cut up by this garrison, so that was a complete waste. You lost about 600, 700 bucks there. Creating an engineer just to catch this spike, why not give him an extra eco, and he's actually going to try and get rid of this garrison here, but he's losing rocket squads very quickly, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. You may as well just send a Scorpion tank or a few bikes to get rid of that. Would have been a lot easier. So some more Scorps out, so double factory Scorps, that's going to be very powerful. But obviously he's only marked Kane, which means if Death Sentence decides to switch into the Scorps spam himself, he can end up completely annihilating. And because there's so many bikes, these bikes can actually just tank this damage. Scorp tanks have lower damage output than bikes. They just have a higher armor, so these bikes can actually kill them quite fast and destroy harvesters, and not actually take too many losses themselves because of their massive damage output. Bikes are really very powerful, and that failed EMP is his own unit. That could have been a costly mistake. Just some units standing in Tiberium here. Double refinery up here for Death Sentence, and he's got the infantry upgrades, which means he's planning on using infantry. I really think he should actually go into Scorp spam, since Hydraulick is going Scorp spam, which means really there's no actual way for Death Sentence to lose if he gets enough, because he will have Scorps with lasers being vanilla nod, which is obviously the advantage. And he's just waiting outside this massive army of Scorps right now with his infantry. He's probably going to try and go around and flank them, but it looks like he's going to see that and move. That mock squad will be cut to pieces in seconds. Actually didn't do too badly against the rest of the infantry, and these bikes getting all around and obviously trying to harass the harvesters. Just bikes attacking that bunker there, and these infantry are completely annihilating this attack force. War factory powered down, which is probably problematic. You might have needed that war factory. Got a power plant up, and these Scorpions tanks are trying to obviously protect this harvester. Shredder turret goes up, but that will probably be cut to pieces soon because these units are mostly suppressed, so they take less damage from the shredder turrets themselves. These Scorpion tanks will be completely useless against these infantry in this number. They really do need a crush, but they won't be able to get close because of the amount of them now. Tiberium troop comes out, that could be deadly, but I'm not so sure. Looks like the infantry are doing quite well. Small harassment up here by Hydraulick, wiping out some of these harvesters, and it looks like he's not doing anything to stop it. There we go, some infantry squads coming out, but his eco has just died in pretty much one attack, whereas Hydraulick's eco is completely fine, still harvesting away with 2 harvesters. Maybe not completely fine, but this Tiberium troop has wiped out all of those infantry squads, and even got a rank out of it. In the meantime, still building up some more Scorps. I'm not sure if that's quite the right idea against these infantry squads, though it looks like Death Sentence is going bike buggy, and he's going to go ahead and expand, which is kind of pointless since your eco here is completely useless. You may as well actually focus on getting your eco strong first before you expand. If you just expand, you're just going to lose the units anyway. And lose the rest of your base, because, well, let's face facts, you have no army. Well, you have a very small army and you don't have any eco, whereas Hydraulick is ecoing ahead of that. Actually, he's not really ecoing that much. He's only got 2 harvesters working on this field. He really needs to transition these 2 harvesters. They're completely useless here. They're just sucking up the dry tib. He should move these harvesters up and just let this Tiberium field regrow, because it regrows faster when nothing's harvesting it, and it will give you more Tiberium. So I wonder if he's going to go ahead and correct that. He is, and he's just going to let this harvester get some repairs, I think. And he's actually going to harvest that Tiberium, which is a bad idea. He should just let it get repairs and move it further up here. But still, he's ahead of Death Sentence, and Death Sentence is moving his harvester back. I don't know where he's moving his harvester back. He could have docked it right there. It looks like it's bugged, and coming back to this refinery, he needs to move that harvester up here as well. But if he can get all of his harvesters working on that field, he'll have 4, which will give him a slight advantage over Hydraulick's. Nope, Hydraulick's back up to 4 again, but Hydraulick hasn't expanded yet, which means once Death Sentence gets his economy up strong here, he can harvest some of that tip, but it looks like Hydraulick already harvesting some of that blue Tiberium, which would give him a massive advantage. And he's going for the Dozer Blades upgrade, and he's got a sizable amount of Scorpion tanks, which could be, well, could be problematic if it decides to wipe out this entire area, get rid of the power, and it's a refinery for build radius, and another war factory. And obviously it'd be pointless attacking this force if Death Sentence sees it coming, because he can just pump out a shipload more rocket squads and completely counter it. But it looks like he's going to make some kind of push here. I'm not exactly sure, maybe he's just moving the tanks around, and these infantry squads are going to push forward. Kind of pointless, so there's only 5 rocket squads there. They'll get completely cut up as soon as he decides to create some infantry, like Tiberium troopers, or just use a shredder turret. So he's got a defense cube, probably a shredder turret, getting ready to drop it on that, but that's going to be completely useless. There is 5 bikes there compared to the 7 of Hydraulic, so the 7 of Hydraulic, if they get focused down the bikes, will succeed. One just got dropped, so that's bad. If he can focus down the bikes, he will win against these buggies. The buggies are just there to tank, but otherwise the buggies will tank enough damage and allow the bikes to win. He's going to move those units around, but he'll probably see that there's Scorps, which are actually moving out of the base, which is not good. These bikes are just going to come around and completely wipe out that economy, and Hydraulic's not going to be able to do anything to stop it. He's seen it coming, he's started reversing his tanks back, and there's a sizable infantry force here for Death Sentence, and Death Sentence has got his economy up very strong. He's got 2 refineries up with 3 harvesters in the top field, and he's got a further 4 harvesters working on the bottom field, working just fine. He probably should get another harvester up here, but he should be actually fine. He's got a lot more eco than Hydraulic right now. Hydraulic's only just deciding to expand with only 4 at his main field. 5 at his main field, okay. So 5 at his main field means he's got a slight advantage for this field, but overall not actually an advantage. And there's a little bit of artillery grown here, and some bike harassment and bike trading fire, and trading fire with those Scorps. So it looks like Death Sentence is transitioning into Scorps. A bit too late. It will take him a while before he can get enough Scorpion tanks to, well, to contend with that amount of Scorps. There's a lot of Scorpion tanks there, and I'm not even sure if he's got his upgrade. He's only going for his upgrade now, which means all of his Scorps will get completely annihilated by this force in seconds, and not even get a kill. Hydraulic is going for a base push by the look of things, probably to drop down shredder turrets to get rid of those infantry. That's actually a very good tactic you can do. If you've only got armor force like Scorpion tanks, you can base push and drop shredder turrets to get rid of the infantry. It's cost effective, and it means you don't have to waste money on things like buggies when it's a lot cheaper to create shredder turrets, and you should probably actually sell that since those shredder turrets just got annihilated. You can just create some more to use EMP against these Scorpion tanks. These Scorpion tanks are just sitting there doing nothing. They need to move forward and try and go for a crush or wipe out some of these Scorpion tanks. There's more Scorpion tanks out for Death Sentence, and he's about to get the upgrade, which is going to be bad news for Hydraulic. Hydraulic's going to be in a bit more trouble here. He's up against infantry and those Scorps, but there's enough those blades and enough infantry of its own and some shredder turrets to contend with the forces. Gets an EMP against those 2, he needs to wipe them out before they can start attacking again. But these infantry squads are very dangerous. These shredder turrets are going to go ahead and cut them. He's double dropping shredder turrets. Does he have another? He has 2 Conyards, which is very dangerous. This could be the end of Death Sentence here. He might be unseated here. He might be pushed out of this area and forced up to the top. But there's bikes up here for Hydraulic, harassing those harvesters. Gets 1 harvester. He then needs to get another 2. Or actually, no, only another 1 harvester for it to be cost effective. Obelisk is dropped by Death Sentence. Very powerful. That needs to get a few more kills, but it's being EMP'd and it's taking damage. It's going to go down. His shredder turrets are almost destroyed, but there's no point having many more since he's only up against Scorpion tanks, and the Scorpion tanks of Hydraulic are pushing him back. See, as I said, your Scorpion tanks are a little bit too late. You don't have lasers yet, which means you can't contend with the numbers of Hydraulic, and Hydraulic really needs to push, but that Obelisk of Light there is proving problems. He could EMP it and try and take it out, but that would just be too cost inefficient. It looks like he's going to push forward with his Scorpion tank to wipe out the rest of these Scorps by Death Sentence, and some infantry squads chucking the EMP, but overall not doing much. 4 harvesters remaining, which means 1 or 2 harvesters would have went down there, and it looks like another one was almost destroyed. EMP'd, Obelisk of Light, or maybe it's just out of power. Looks like EMP'd, constantly EMP'd, and it's going to be taken down. If you can get rid of this power plant as well, no, it won't drop the Obelisk yet, but you can always try. And it looks like he's going to be pushed back by Death Sentence's own base defenses, whereas Hydraulic is probably struggling to get the funds to supply his investments. No, he doesn't seem to be that short cash, but he's dropped the war factory so he can get repairs on his scorps. Very good idea. He can get repairs on his scorps while constantly attacking the rest of these. He just can't get hit with the others. What? Because that one-shot these scorpion tanks. These scorpion tanks are, well, are contending with the rest of the scorpion tanks, but that's the Descendants created specters. He's going to use that to obviously bombard his war factory. But there's double war factory out for Hydraulic out here now, and an obelisk light drops where the war factory is, so it can attack the war factory, and it looks like Descendants will actually hold this back. That's what I think is going to happen here. But obviously Descendants has his tech, he's got his economy up strong, whereas Hydraulic has his tech as well. I wonder if he's going to go for lasers. No, he's going for avatars, and he's retreating with his MCV. Honestly, I don't think he should go avatars. I think he should actually just continue with his scorp production. Double factory scorps, lasers could be very nice, but I guess avatars are a little bit cheaper method right now. But avatar for mock coming out, but it's going to be completely annihilated. There we go. It's gone laser. It's decided to go laser, and it's actually going to crush these scorpion tanks. And because vehicles can't actually detect stealth, he can crush those units without fear of stealth detection. But obviously these towers can themselves. Gets another kill with that avatar. That avatar's getting some repairs, but that war factory is going to go down. What's he going to do? I guess he's going to try and move up here and crush some of those halves. So I'm not sure if it's worth it because he's just giving Descendants a free avatar. But it doesn't look like he's like Hydraulic cares. He's got another 2 avatars out here. Redeemer out by Descendants down here. I didn't even see that. Oh my god. And he's going to go ahead and obviously chuck in some flame units being Nod. 1 flame and 1 engineer, I'd say. It's a common method. He really needs to get a harvest here. There's a few $1,000s worth of tib here. Actually, probably quite a lot. I'm guessing maybe 8k tib there. If he can harvest that, he'll have another nice advantage, because it looks like his top field is completely annihilated out of tib, and that avatar's going to try and get some crush. Ooh, full harvested there. And, well, since his field is dead, a full harvester is quite a lot of tib, but he's going to miss all the rest of these harvesters, and he's going to move back once he realizes the harvester there. Go back to that avatar and try and get a kill. So obviously Hydraulic, his field is still going, and he's managed to hold on with less Tiberium harvested, and his main field is actually starting to regrow back as well. A few thousand there, and that avatar is getting cut to pieces, and he's going to lose that avatar, and it's going to give him a husk, and this random bike deciding to charge forward and be a suicide hero, but this avatar destroyed by Hydraulic. Actually decided to destroy it in case base push actually managed to create an engineer. Harvester randomly there going out, and this Redeemer out by Descendants might actually prove to be under this entire force. A rage can cause those scorpion tanks to attack each other and destroy each other, and there we go, it's going to go off. Because they're massive armor and minor damage, having dozer blades but without any extra damage from lasers means they're not going to take much damage at all, as you can see. But I'm curious as to see what Hydraulic's going to do. He's building bikes for some reason. I guess they're doing some harassment around here, I'm guessing. Get rid of these harvesters, but I'm not actually sure. Obelisk drop, but it's not going to make much of a difference against the Redeemer. Should just... Nope, it's going to actually be pushed back. Because these avatars in mass. He really needs to go ahead and rage or use a stealth on that now. Otherwise he's in trouble. And obviously these specters are going to be a problem. They're going to just annihilate that war factory. 4 scorpion tanks back for Hydraulic, and this avatar, this Redeemer is actually going down pretty quickly. It's taking some heavy damage. He really should actually get some repairs for that. It's not really worth wasting $5,000 plus the infantry inside of it just to try and wipe out an obelisk with light. And Hydraulic really should have actually pushed and tried to wipe that out, because that would have been a free 5,000 kill, and he should have sold these shred turrets to EMP it. I guess he's forgotten about that on the late game and just built some. His field's almost destroyed, but he started harvesting that prematurely, which is actually good. It's going to give him the Tiberium he needs. And obviously Descendants is still fine with this. See there. Okay, so Venom's out. Probably to get rid of the Awakening squads, but he's going to probably try and... Nope. He's just going to leave the harvester. But there is a construction area around the back. I've never actually seen anybody use this back area, but it looks like he's going to try and push up against Descendants from behind. I'm not sure what he's going to do though, because this is a very hilly area. Hard to place buildings. And it doesn't look like he's trying to build anything except for a shredder turret, which will obviously prove useful against those rocket squads, but the shredder turret themselves, not the hub, but the shredder turrets themselves take a lot of damage, and there's an almost drop by Descendants to just get rid of that Coneyard. Hydraulic really needs to do something with this force. It's a very nice force. Only problem is that avatar, that Redeemer, wherever it's gone. Where has it gone, actually? Don't tell me it was destroyed without me seeing it. Please tell me it wasn't destroyed. Did I miss the destruction of the Redeemer? Oh wow, that was terrible of me. I guess he chased it down and destroyed that Redeemer, so... Oh, I'm really sorry about that, actually. Okay, so that spike's been destroyed. Nothing else has, but I was concerned. And Death Sentence did get his Scorpion tanks with lasers. Oh, but he's not doing anything with the Spectres, and he's got very little force left. He's built another Redeemer, so he did lose his Redeemer beforehand. And... I'm actually curious as to see who's going to win now. Both armies seem pretty even. Naturally, Hydraulic's got more avatars out. He's got 6 compared to the 5 of Death Sentence. But Death Sentence has some Venoms out as well. He's destroying that Conyard, and he's got his Redeemer. However, those bikes are going to do some massive harassment. Full Harvest is going down. Oh, that's not good. That is good, and those Spectres need to get away before they're revealed by these bikes, because if they go down to those bikes, that could be a very big very costly mistake. A lot of avatars out. That's a lot of avatars. 7 avatars, and this Conyard is going to go down. Very Conyard down. These bikes are just going to completely annihilate the rest of the Eco here and just avoid them. There's nothing here to stop bikes. There's nothing down here to stop the bikes. He really needs to create about 2 or 3 Scorpion tanks, and with lasers they will stop this force, unless of course those bikes have typical, which they do not. And they could actually go ahead and take out that spike, which is a lot of eco in the late game. Spikes do provide a lot of economy late game because there's a little economy in the rest of the map, but there's a lot of Tiberium here for Hydraulic, and he can harvest that and keep in the fight. And all this force is going to completely annihilate the rest of this. With the EMP, it will be powerful. These Venoms are going to come through and actually wipe out all these Awakened Swords, which is quite a lot of Awakened Swords actually. It's probably about 2,000 worth of Awakened Swords. Sam Turret Drop, there's no Tiberium core, which means they can't even one-shot Venoms, and they're getting completely fine. The Venoms are actually going to try and attack the rest of these units rather than getting away, but he's out of power. Looks like the power down here is being annihilated by Flame Tanks. I didn't even see them. 2 Flame Tanks out by the Death Sentence, and his Redeemer is going to come around behind, and these avatars will be able to stop the Redeemer, unless of course the Redeemer uses a Rage and causes them to attack each other. But the Venoms are out here. They're going to retreat. This Redeemer's actually going to go ahead and probably try and Rage units, and these Flame Tanks are going to sneak around the back here. This map is very interesting. A lot of back alleyways and sneaky areas. Another Venom going down. Nothing else happening here, just some bikes harassing. Rage goes off. But these units seem... Oh, these units are actually destroying and crushing over the rest of the units. The avatars are fine. There's a lot of avatars there. That's 9 avatars out. If you could actually EMP that the Redeemer, it would go down very quickly, but these flames are going to try and sneak around the back, but he would have been revealed by this Tiberium spike anyway, which means they're not actually doing anything sneaky. Redeemer out for Hydraulic. This game is going on very long game, and it's quite good. People are actually using up regrowing Tiberium. They're standing in the Tiberium, but it doesn't matter since they have Tiberium infusion anyway. And it doesn't look like Descent has much eco left. They're just going to pick away the spike. There's a heroic bike yet there. Oh my god, heroic bikes are amazing. 4 Spectres right in the middle of Hydraulic's base, actually going to go ahead and attack us. 2 the Flame Tank. First Flame Tank goes down, doesn't get much. Another Flame Tank out here, completely annihilated. And these Spectres just got EMP'd by the Awakened Sword. But it looks like the cooldown between their attack actually still occurs even after they're EMP'd, so they don't have to keep on waiting. See, they can fire as soon as they're on EMP. That's a bit of a glitch actually. It means there's no point actually EMPing a Spectre. I don't like that. But they can be completely annihilated. Oh my god, this Conyard has literally like a sliver of health. It's being repaired now. I wonder if these Venoms are going to try and kill it, but it's not going to work. They're not going to kill it fast enough with it being repaired at the same time. And they're just going to lose the Venoms. Maybe if they had a Vertigo they could wipe out. There's no point here. What Hydraulic should do is actually go ahead and create an Engineer and then repair that without actually paying the full cost. So he's repairing it now so it doesn't just get destroyed by sneak attack. But he should send an Engineer in there, because an Engineer costs 500 and repairs the entire building, which for a Conyard is 3,500. Definitely worth it. Okay, so Deathson needs to harvest that Tiberium. He's got 1 harvester working there, harvesting some Tiberium, and 1 down there. That harvester is pretty much useless now. He needs to send that up. Maybe collect some of that Tiberium on the way. Hydraulic's bottom field is pretty much empty. That harvester is going to clean up the majority of that. His middle field's almost empty, which will be completely annihilated soon. cleaned up, and this Redeemer's going to come around, but it's going to see this force here, and it's not going to stand a chance, even if it is stealth, which I don't think it is. Is it stealth? Not the looks of things. It doesn't look stealth, and it can go ahead and rage, causing them to attack each other. But these, that looks like they're attacking. They're already attacking, but the rest of them, no, they didn't force fire. They didn't decide to choose the target. They were just attacking based on a nearest unit nearby. Okay, so Death Sentence is pushing here. He looks like he's going to do a final push with his infantry. Wipes out that. Another Conyard out for Hydraulic. Probably because this Conyard's about to be dropped in. He needs to try his dual MCV. If it is, he does his MCV bait. It's pushing, but this Redeemer's just going to wipe out this entire top area, but it's going to be EMP'd, and these Avatars are going to wipe it out. These infantry squads are stopping this. Microing very nicely. It looks like Hydraulic is microing this. Very nice. He's countering the Redeemer while stopping these infantry squads. Triple Shredder Turret. The Shredder Turret will stop his force pretty quickly. MCV goes down, but both MCVs have gone down, which means that's the end of the base defenses for Hydraulic. Hydraulic has no more base defenses to stop these Black Hand squads, which is going to completely annihilate the Tip Troopers. The Tip Troopers have higher range though, so that's good. Buggy comes out to wipe out the rest of these infantry squads, and the Shredder Turret will clean them up. He really needs another Conyard app, but I don't think he's actually going to bother. There's very little Tiberium here left, which means there's no point building it on a Conyard. He should really just build up a force and wipe out this base, because Death Sentence seriously has nothing. All he's got is a few infantry squads. These bikes are going to come through and actually attack infantry. That's terrible. He should go ahead and wipe out these two harvesters. There's two full harvesters there. If he can get those kills, it will probably knock Death Sentence out of the game. One full harvester there. There we go, goes down. Just there. But trade, nope, doesn't trade a bike for it. And it looks like Hydraulic's going to make his push, and with the amount of, no, that's a double engineer Redeemer there, which means he's got no flame, so he's got no anti-infantry there, but he's using buggies to counter the venom, so he can use that against the infantry too. Bikes taking a shot at these power plants, worth it, get rid of the base defenses. But Death Sentence still has economy. He has two harvesters in this field, maybe not much, but it's keeping him in the game, and it's keeping him able to build a few units to stop this force. Black Hand Squad wipe out this buggy, and Black Hand Squads are obviously very powerful with buggies. Buggies have very terrible grenade damage. I believe they take 50% of the damage, whereas most vehicles only take 25%. Some even take less. Like there's a small force here actually. Just Scorpion tanks, which are going to be annihilated by this bike, I think. But it's really last ditch. I think Hydraulic's going to win this. He needs to push up forward, wipe out the rest of this base. Really, Death Sentence should call it. He's got nothing left. He wiped out a power plant by the looks there that he might have been sold from EMP. Hydraulics, Death Sentence is really panicking here, starting to build barracks everywhere, trying to obviously kill all these rockets. That's a wasted rage there, since there was nothing within the range for it to max. But this Venom's going to try and destroy this Redeemer, which is a terrible idea. It's never going to work. Even with 50 Venoms, it would struggle to take out a Redeemer. And these infantry squads are just trying to take out these buggies, but there's too many buggies here right now. There's way too many buggies. Any infantry squads that get out will be completely annihilated. Bikes coming through, wiping out harvesters, and it looks like that's it. Death Sentence has himself out of the game. Last buildings, there we go. Is he going to sell that power? There we go. Death Sentence has been defeated. Very nice game. He had me. Hydraulic had me worried there. I thought Hydraulic was going to go ahead and pull that victory. Was actually going to call it quits. At one stage, he wasn't doing as well for the majority of the time. And as you can actually see, his economy was behind. Maybe not by much, but it was a little bit behind for a lot of the game. And then he suddenly spiked ahead as the bike started obviously harassing Death Sentence quite a lot. And you can see the structures here by Hydraulic went down very low. Probably because of all those flame tanks doing a lot of damage. And obviously him selling up trying to counter it. His units, very sporadic for Death Sentence to be using infantry spam, and overall, very well done by the both of them. Very nice game. I am surprised that hasn't hit popular replays yet, but it probably will pretty soon. And yeah, congrats to Hydraulic for being the victor. Thanks for watching, guys.